Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the second season of Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist. And this just wrapped up on NBC. I've been catching up with it as it's premiered on Peacock the next day. And the second season takes Zoey, our young protagonist, who is dealing with the fact that she can hear into people's heads and hear them sing heart songs, and they sing and dance all their feelings for her after a strange occurrence in an MRI. And the second season picks up after the death of her father, which was a big looming element over the first season, played by Pete Gallagher, who does make some occasional appearances in flashback episodes or even dreams in this season, and his presence is still felt, and he's still a great addition to the show, especially in the final episode of the season. There's a particular scene that I really liked a lot. You lose Peter Gallagher for the most part in this season, and then also Lauren Graham, who is Zoey's boss, winds up leaving the company that they work at, and that was a disappointing one because I really like her. She's a lot of fun in this show, and you got to see a lot more layers of her as the season went on, and poof, she is gone. But where the series really starts taking focus is that we have Zoey, played by Jane Levy, who is great and really owns this role in this show, and her budding relationship with Max, played by Skylar Astin, who they had a lot of sexual tension throughout the first season, and they finally get together, and it's a roller coaster ride of they're together, but then they're not together. And then they each with somebody else, and you have Max meeting, reconnecting with a woman from his past, and then you have Zoey connecting with Simon, played by John Clarence Stewart, and it's a lot of on and off again relationships dealing with the same kinds of things between Zoey and either Max or Simon, and the on and off kind of thing gets a little old after a while. But it's interesting how her abilities harm her relationship with Max because it feels very one-sided. She can see into his feelings, but she's very close-knit with hers, and you see her deal with those kinds of issues. She starts talking to somebody later into this season, and you get scenes like that, but there's a lot of moving pieces in this show because you get some episodes focusing on the mother, Mary Steenburgen, which those are nice. I really like her in this show, and her brother, played by Andrew Leeds, David, and her sister-in-law, Emily, played by Alice Lee, gets a nice episode really dedicated to her. Some of the things, like going into like the mid-season break, I guess. This show took a couple breaks. I hate network television. Just like put the episodes out and just have it go. It's really annoying to keep up with on and offness of network television, especially when you're spoiled with streaming that works like clockwork. But you have dealing with a lot of social issues and social injustices, and Simon gets a bigger part in this show because of it, and I appreciated that take on it. In general, the show still has a lot of fun musical numbers and performances. They're always the most amusing and go-to things about the show, and this one particular flashback episode about Zoey and Max's first day at the job, doing this one last interview process. I really liked that episode a lot, and I thought that really stood out. And there's definitely some episodes that feel like filler. There's definitely a lot of beats that feel like they're just repeating themselves and kind of drawing things out. But in general, I really enjoy this show. The cast is great. The music is great. The pop musical nature of it, I think, works for this show. And everybody gets some pieces, and you even have Mo, who's developing a new relationship, which that's new and exciting for Mo's character in this show. And I really appreciated that. And in this season, there's a lot of there's so many characters in the show, and trying to balance everybody getting a lot of screen time and spotlight. Some of them are still shafted a little bit. I know a lot of people are disappointed by the lack of focus that Leaf and Tobin get, even if They get a little bit of spotlight here, but they never really fully pull the trigger on them. But in general, I feel like this show's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and the season ends on a very interesting hook leading into the third season, and I'm very interested to see where the show goes from here. But these are my thoughts on the second season of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.